The views expressed on this program are those of the host, guests, and callers, and do not necessarily reflect the views of the station, its management, or advertisers. You're listening to Transformation Talk Radio.
You're listening to the Ecosystem Approach show. I'm Jason.
And I'm Patricia. Tune in every Monday at 1 p.m. Pacific Time and 4 p.m. Eastern Time on Transformation Talk Radio.
We discovered that human potential is severely limited when you program humans like a machine, which is standard practice today for self-improvement.
The ecosystem approach teaches you how to uncover your infinite potential by using natural methods that are truly revolutionary. Join us now for the Ecosystem Approach show. After the recent election, our country seems more divided than ever. It's pretty bad when we can't agree on the basics. Like, who won the election? We're going to explain the root causes from an intuitive perspective today. This is the Ecosystem Approach show. I'm Patricia, and I'm here with my husband, Jason. We use an ecosystem approach to you, which is much different than what you are commonly taught. We see human beings as ecosystems that need to be uncovered instead of programmed. Human potential becomes infinite with our ecosystem approach. Okay, Jason, before we talk about the root causes, why is this even important?
You know, so many people have been coming to us. You know, we still work with clients during, in between shows, and they're concerned.
Yeah.
They have divided families. They have neighbors that they liked. We have neighbors that we like who we know have a much different political opinion. It's difficult. We have people in our own family.
Yeah, it is really, all of this has really divided my family big time. One of my sisters and I ended up screaming at each other on the telephone, and it really put a lot of negative stuff between us. And I don't like that. Definitely.
You know, it's so today we're going to talk about what we see.
Okay.
And not necessarily to make you feel good, but truly to tell you what we see as intuitives. And we have a very unique perspective. And so, one of my pet peeves, and I have
a few of them. Yeah.
So one of my pet peeves is that on TV, the pundits they give these milquetoast answers like, well, it's going to get better eventually, or eventually people are going to figure out, what's right, or the truth will always come out. Platitudes.
Oh, by the way, we know that the truth doesn't, but that's beside the point. Go ahead.
Sometimes it does, but it's not always the truth. It's maybe some form, some aspect.
Right.
So here's the big picture. We're just entering an astrology age called the Age of Aquarius.
Right. You've talked about it a lot.
Yes, we've talked about it a lot in some of our other shows. So the Age of Aquarius, this is a polarity response from the Age of Aquarius, because the Age of Aquarius represents individual freedom, democratic ideas, humanitarianism.
We haven't seen a lot of that lately.
The rise of logic.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Okay.
The rise of technology and equality.
Okay.
And so this is the Make America Great Again is sort of a pushback, a polarity response. Now, if you listen to our show last week, we were talking about negative energy. And when we talked about whenever you go forward, whenever you try and evolve, there's always a pushback.
Mm-hmm.
That's what's happening today. This is a major pushback.
Right.
Because the pushback in our country isn't just limited to us. It's happening all over the world.
Right. Well, but in many ways, many of us have never been as affected as we have been since, I'm going to say, the 60s. We didn't, and we were, of course, much younger then. The bottom line, what I'm getting at is that the
Sweetie, during the 60s, I was still a good boy. You were on Haight-Ashbury, doing the flower child. So
peace, man. Anyway,
don't say we.
Okay, but what I'm getting at is the part where this division of then it was young and old, and now it's Democrat and Republican, or religious or not. I mean, those are just, well, wait a minute. It also goes into black and white, and meaning the color of your skin and all of it. It hurts me. As you know, I'm very sensitive to a lot of things, and this hurts me because I don't see us evolving, Jason.
So
I am sorry. Go ahead. I don't see us evolving, and I'm just getting madder and madder about the division in our country.
This is the age of Aquarius, where it creates the energy, the potential, but it doesn't necessarily create the change. And so, and actually that was our next point, is that we're not evolving. That's what we see,
right?
Is that we're disintegrating. And the reason is because we don't know how to evolve.
Wait a minute. Why not, Jason? Tell everybody why.
Okay. So first of all, we don't know what it means.
Okay.
We think evolution means improved technology.
Right.
Wait, technology is not evolution.
Technology is not evolution, but we also think that if you have money, if you have a standing, if you have a status or that sort of thing, they think that that's evolution. But you and I both know that it's an accomplishment. You and I both know it's not.
Accomplishment is not evolution. Right. Technology is not evolution.
Right.
Religion is supposed to make us be better people. It's not. It's so obviously not doing that. In fact, you could make a very good argument that it's making us worse.
Okay.
We're not improving generation to generation. We don't really know what evolution is, but it's pretty clear to see that's not happening.
Exactly. And am I correct that one of the things that the Age of Aquarius was going to do, it was going to bring about or help us understand how to get the evolution that we need in order to deal with the Age of Aquarius?
It's creates the potential.
There we go.
And that's what we're talking about today, because we want to show you and the audience today how to make those changes so that you can be part of the Age of Aquarius and bring about these changes that are asking to be
done, to happen. Well, and the other part of that is that in the division of the country right now, the whole world, by the way, is watching. We all know that, and it's very, very scary to me that I see the misconceptions out there from around the world about what's going on in our country.
So, and you kept pushing me with this. The whole idea is, well, so what is evolution?
Okay.
There's no easy definition of that. However, it happens at the level of your essence.
Yes.
And that's why we have a special perspective here, because as intuitives, when we work with someone, that's what we're doing. We're going to the level of essence to see what the health of your essence, your soul, and give attention to that. Now, here's the other part of that. There's a buildup of negative energy here in the world. So what does that mean? Well, here's symptoms. The pandemic is a buildup of negative energy.
Definitely.
Global warming is an evidence of a reflection of negative energy.
Okay.
Ecological problems, air, water, earth, the toxins that are in that is a reflection of negative energy. Poverty. We have an epidemic of mental health problems, disease, enslavement of people. All those are reflections of too much negative energy.
Well, and the other thing is that for each one of those that you just mentioned, there's a form of a response that happens that right now isn't very good.
Yes. But for us also, we always want to talk about you and the audience.
Right.
It's not just about the global. We always want to make this...
bring it home because we're practical.
Yes, we're practical. We want to make this helpful for you.
Right.
And so when there's money problems, relationship problems, health problems, just unhappiness, during the pandemic, if you're really struggling, because you can't be with your friends, your family, any of that. Those are reflections of some difficulties that of negative energy in your
coming from your essence. Absolutely. I just want to make one little note. I have talked to so many people in the past week, especially those that have missed their families because we just had the holiday of Thanksgiving, and those that they've had it. They want to get out. They want, and the problem is because of the pandemic, it's causing divide within families.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to make that little note but when you use the clearing, when you use the ecosystem approach, bottom line is that isn't what you might have these feelings, but then when you clear them and you work on these things, it just makes life so much better. So, Jason, is there anything else before the key points that you wanted to talk about?
Yeah.
All right. So, Jason, hang on, everybody. What are the key points of this segment?
The age of Aquarius has been met with serious polarity energy pushback.
Yes.
We're not evolved enough to resolve conflict between us, and it's the root of our country's divide. Mm-hmm. That evolution comes from the growth of the essence or soul, and we don't know how to make it better. We don't know how to work on our essence or soul. And the ecosystem approach teaches you to evolve and grow at the level of your soul or essence.
In the next segment, we're going to talk about the buildup of negative emotions and energies and fundamental flaw in our society that creates it. This is the Ecosystem Approach Show with Jason and Patricia. You're listening to Transformation Talk Radio.
I have had such a good time on Tales from the Merworld Radio. It has been an opportunity for me to expand myself so dramatically and become much braver in my voice, to speak about the things that I'm passionate about that are a little bit out there. Your staff is amazing. Olivia is amazing. Jessica, everybody. Anytime I need anything, they show up right away. So thank you for having such an amazing team that is allowing me this platform to do what Spirit wants me to do.
Tune in to the show Heart Change Consciousness with me, Dr. Trish DeRocher, as stories of inspired activism come to life. Listening to conversations with your favorite authors, change makers, and many more who practice inspired spiritual activism and transform vulnerabilities into sources of strength. Let's be inspired together through my show Heart Change Consciousness on TransformationTalkRadio.com.
Transition, simultaneously the most difficult and vital part of the human experience. Without change, how would we grow? Tune in to Grounding into Your Radiance with Stacey Barber every second and fourth Thursday at 9 a.m. Pacific on TransformationTalkRadio.com. Step into your truth and allow the light into your life. For more information about Stacey and her services, visit StaceyBarber.com. That's Stacey, STACIE Barber.com.
When was the last time you had that feeling that you knew something, but you couldn't explain how you knew it? How powerful would it be for your life and business if you could consciously tap into that magic within you? What if you could remember that there's something supernatural about you? Tune in to Absolute Alignment with Christelle Biga when success feels easy. Every first and third Friday at 1:30 p.m. Pacific, 4:30 Eastern on TransformationTalkRadio.com.
This is the Ecosystem Approach Show with Jason, and I'm Patricia. And in this segment, we're going to talk about why the buildup of negative emotions and energies buildup of negative emotions and energies and the fundamental law in our society that creates it. We use an ecosystem approach to you, which is much different than what you are commonly taught. We see human beings as ecosystems that need to be uncovered instead of programmed. Human potential becomes infinite with our ecosystem approach. Jason, you mentioned that we're not evolving and there is a buildup of negative energy. Are they related?
Yes. The buildup of negative energy, emotions in your essence blocks your evolution. So when we talk about evolving, and there's a lot of negative energy in your essence, it's not happening.
I see.
And frankly, to be honest, we don't see anybody evolving. When we work with clients, we see that they haven't evolved for lifetimes.
Yeah.
And
Unfortunately.
it's been that way for a long, long time.
Right. Well, also, Jason, try and help. One of the things we need to explain to people is how does our essence work?
So our essence is like our master guidance. So when we go to say, okay, should I have, like for us, oatmeal or
eggs
or the smoothie this morning?
Okay.
We ask that question and we get a little hit from our emotions.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes they're bigger questions. Who do I marry? What job do I take?
Right.
You
mean I could have had oatmeal instead of you?
so when you ask me that question, does my butt look fat in these jeans?
Right.
I get a little hit.
Yeah. Don't go there. Yeah, I know. I got that one.
So,
but the bottom line is that what we're making jokes, everybody. But the bottom line is that our essence, and not only is part of us, but our essence is where this information comes from. And when your essence is covered up with toxic, negative energy that we've been programmed to hold on to, we're the ones that are losing.
Here's a good way of saying it.
Okay.
It's through our emotions that our essence often talks to us and says, oh, go here, do this.
Hey, I've got this great relationship with my...
And I created this metaphor for a client the other day, and I think it works really well.
Okay.
So imagine this is the time of Zoom and having your kids home with you while you're trying to work remotely, and your kids are trying to go to school remotely. And let's say they're getting anxious, they're getting rambunctious, and they're getting loud, and they're fighting and they're tearing up stuff. So let's say you could, and I know that some of you have thought about this, but please, I'm not suggesting it. It's not a suggestion from the ecosystem approach. But let's say you tied them up, taped their mouth, and threw them in the closet. Okay. You said, I've had enough.
There's a few mothers out there that are going, Okay, go ahead.
And you threw them in the closet.
Sure.
Well, the metaphor for the kids is like, if you did that to your emotions, so just follow along with me. Throw your kids in the closet. It's quiet for a time. You can work for a time.
Right.
But at some point you have to let them out. At some point you have to let them out. You have to feed them. You can't,
okay.
So when you let them out and you take the tape off their mouth, they are out of control. And that's a perfect metaphor for how we deal with our emotions.
That's true.
We say, I'm going to do this no matter what I feel. I'm going to lose weight no matter how I feel about it. I'm going to do this job no matter how I feel about it. I'm going to marry this woman no matter how I feel about it. Of course, that's not her. That's not Patricia. But, I've done that in the past. She's not my first wife. So it's a problem. And when
I am the best one.
Yeah.
But wait a minute, let me bring this back home to the kids. If what you're saying is that if people were in touch with who they are, with their own emotions, they might not be in touch with who they are, but if they understood or could talk about their emotions, or at least say, I'm angry, or I hurt, or I hate today, those things, and they were cleared, then you wouldn't need the duct tape and the
exactly
rope to tie the kids up.
If you were using the ecosystem approach with your kids, they might even be well behaved.
Right.
And they might come to you and say cute things and insightful things and say things to you that are very valuable to you.
Exactly.
And
it
could build a relationship. That's basically how our essence works with our emotions.
Right.
The problem is that we've been shutting our kids and throwing them in the closet for not only days, weeks, months, years, decades. And so when they come out, they are out of control. So when someone says the only good Democrat is a dead Democrat,
I'd say there's something wrong with that.
And people believe it. It's because their emotions are out of control. It doesn't matter truth. When your emotions are out of control, it doesn't matter what about truth, reasonableness, authenticity, whether it makes sense or not. You just, I want that.
Well, and there's another part of this as well. They talk about the drug epidemic that's going on in our country right now, addictions,
yes,
and the pandemic, because people have been, having to be in confined spaces, i.e., the closet, they say that it's ridiculous. Well, the one thing that I know, that addicts, whether you're addicted to anger, whether you're addicted to heroin, whether you're addicted to drama and trauma, there's a form of an addiction there. And one of the things that I know is that the ecosystem approach really helps you with those things, because it helps you get rid of those emotions that are causing those addictions in the first place.
Yes. And we see those symptoms not only on a global scale, but on a personal scale.
Right.
Addictions, suicides, mental health issues, loneliness, bad relationships, money problems. There are so many sociopaths, psychopaths, and narcissists who rise to the top in business and industry.
Okay, bring this back to, what does this have to do with the division in our country?
It's a reflection of how bad off we are in terms of our own evolution and the buildup of these negative emotions that are out of control. Oh. And how does that happen? That's the next question. Okay. It's from programming.
Yeah.
In our world today, we don't say, okay, check inside and see how you feel about something. Right. Or we don't have any way, first of all, we don't have any way of getting rid of those negative emotions.
Right.
The ways that we think work is expressing your feelings. If expressing your feelings was helpful,
we'd all be doing it.
Well, we see the expression of feelings all over the place right now,
right?
But it's not helping us to heal our division.
Exactly, especially in the country.
Yes. Platitudes don't work. Oh my gosh, we hate platitudes. People come to us when they're in their most difficult crisis,
right?
Because what we do is get rid of their negative emotions so they can see the issue more clearly. We don't give them platitudes. Oh, it's going to work out. Well, oh, don't worry about it. Things are going to always, the best always comes forward,
Well, and
it's always the worst before the light is always, the darkest.
Yeah, exactly.
It's always the darkest before the storm,
Well, and what I was going to say is that I have had more than one, in fact, multiple clients say to me, why aren't you telling me it's going to be okay? Especially when I'm working on an issue or something. Yeah. And the bottom line is I say to them, it's not that I don't want to give you a platitude and then have you be disappointed more than you already are. Let's clear this and keep going forward.
And then see what happens.
And you can make choices, or you can choose to do nothing, that kind of thing, whatever's going on.
For both Patricia and I, we've gone through a lot of difficult things in our life.
Yes.
And we won't list them now, but we keep clearing our way through it, and it gets better.
Everything. Not only occasionally, but every single time, because what Jason's talking about is that when we clear our way through difficult situations, what happens is it shows us a layer of negative energy, absolutely, that we're removing, but it also helps us change our perspective, sometimes just enough to where we can go, oh, the way I was doing it before is not working. Something new.
The problems we're talking about, the buildup of negative emotions and negative energies, is not limited to one political party. I guarantee you. I'm not trying to say, there's not a political perspective that's righteous. And the truth is that we're all having difficulties. And so even though you may have a belief about something that is more evolved, you may have other beliefs that aren't so evolved, or addictions or compulsions or OCDs that are a reflection of the buildup of negative energy.
Exactly. Or I was going to use the one struggling with money.
Yes. So humans in reality, and we've been saying this, in all of our shows, are ecosystems where you have to remove the toxins, the negative emotions.
Right.
And then they naturally come to bring about balance.
Right.
Well, what happens is that we're not removing anything. So our ecosystems are getting more and more toxic.
Right.
So, if we could remove some of those negative emotions, we could have reasonable, productive conversations about all sorts of things.
Yeah.
Not just in politics, all sorts of things, whether it's relationships or whatever. It's funny. We see this. Patricia and I talk about things in our marriage that most people don't even talk about. We're flabbergasted. People don't talk about themselves with their spouse. There's all sorts of things. We see it all the time.
Right.
But
all right. So Jason, are we ready for key? All right, here we go. Key points, Jason, for this segment are what?
Well, willpower, the buildup of negative emotions happens with everybody.
Okay.
That evolution is the removal of negative energy in your essence, and that there's no righteous place in terms of evolution, that one political party versus another. It's not like that. We all have this buildup of negative emotions, but each of us has a unique way of expressing it. And the ecosystem approach teaches you to remove these negative
energies,
and heal your essence in a way that is natural to you.
Exactly. And I'm going to say, and gives us a chance to choose things in our lives, as opposed to having to just deal with them.
Yes.
All right. In the next segment, we're going to talk about how to develop your evolution and how you can heal our divided nation. This is the Ecosystem Approach Show with Jason and Patricia. You're listening to Transformation Talk Radio.
Step into your highest potential and tune into embodying your higher self. Tools for Conscious Living with Michelle Chempaka. You can listen on TransformationTalkRadio.com or subscribe on your favorite podcast platform. Michelle is an energy healer, intuitive, and shamanic practitioner dedicated to helping you heal and transform your life. For more information about sessions, coaching, and upcoming workshops and retreats, visit SpiritWeaverJourneys.com.
Have you heard the story of the snake and the rope? One evening, a young woman was walking down a country road. It was growing dark. Suddenly, she froze. Up ahead was a coiled snake. She was terrified. She reached into her bag for a flashlight and directed the beam of light towards the snake. Now she was flooded with relief. It was just a piece of old rope. That snake stands for all our imaginary fears and insecurities that sap our confidence. The beam of light is conscious confidence. Ask yourself, how many snakes did I see today? How many actions or words did I stifle through fear? Hi, I'm Sarah Main, creator of Conscious Confidence. Join me and my co-host, Dr. Pat, for Conscious Confidence Radio on TransformationTalkRadio.com. Learn more about how you can live a life filled with conscious confidence. Go to my website, ConsciousConfidence.com.
Are you ready to shift your current beliefs about death? From debilitating pain and loss? Follow Angie Corbett Kuiper as she shares that through choice, present moment awareness, and keeping an open mind. Anything is possible, even in death. Tune in to Beyond Proof Radio with Angie, redefining death and loss, every first Wednesday at 12 p.m. Pacific on TransformationTalkRadio.com. For more, visit BeyondProof.com.
Message Delivery by Lisa Ann. You can't make this stuff up. Tune in every first and third Thursday at 1 p.m. Pacific on TransformationTalkRadio.com. Message Delivery is an inspirational show about the journey to enlightenment and spirituality. For more information or your own personal message delivery, visit angelmessages2u.com. That's Angel Messages, the number 2, the letter U.com.
Juggling life's relentless demands can leave us unbalanced and restless. Do you feel stuck in the overwhelm? Diane McClay is a personal empowerment coach, author, and compassionate storyteller on a mission to boost you into balance and help you move forward with passion and purpose. Get unstuck with Diane on The Diane McClay Show every second and fourth Friday at 1:30 p.m. Pacific on TransformationTalkRadio.com. For more information about Diane, visit DianeMcClay.com.
This is the Ecosystem Approach Show with Jason, and I'm Patricia. And in this segment, we're going to talk about how to develop your evolution and how you can help heal our divided nation. We use an ecosystem approach to you, which is much different than what you are commonly taught. We see human beings as ecosystems that need to be uncovered as opposed to programming. Human potential becomes infinite with our ecosystem approach. So, Jason, what do you do to develop your evolution? I mean, really, come on, and how is that really going to divide our nation? I mean, help to undivide our nation. Wait a minute, let me say that again.
How is that going to help our divided nation?
There we go. Thank you.
The ecosystem approach systematically helps you remove the negative energy from your essence.
Okay.
And that helps you evolve.
Yeah.
It's really, it's that simple.
Okay.
But let's talk about some of the specifics of the ecosystem approach. One of the things that we do is we have what they call a clearing process. We're going to teach you that in this segment.
Yes. And then we're going to do it in the following one. Yeah.
And that literally takes negative energy, processes it, and makes it neutral.
Right.
So if you've been plagued by angers or fears or insecurities or unworthiness,
or you just feel numb.
Yes. Or you just feel numb, whatever it is, even bad luck.
Oh, yeah.
All the intangibles.
Yeah, we never talk about that one. Yeah.
All the intangibles are our energies. We can clear those things. And that's kind of revolutionary in itself, because we're taught to say, okay, we have an emotional problem. We have too much anger.
Right.
We have too much sadness, whatever. We go to a therapist.
Well, we go to a therapist, or we take a pill, or we have a drink, or we eat.
When you drink, you just stuff those feelings down. It's like throwing those kids, putting the tape over their mouth, and tying them up and throwing them in the closet, and then maybe a week later letting them out and see how well behaved they're going to be. They're not going. It's not going to be very helpful.
Exactly.
But so we have this organized approach to help you deal with your negative emotions.
Exactly.
The other thing that we do is this idea, and we talked about this in the last segment. We don't use platitudes. No. We don't use just, tell me about your feelings. No, we don't talk about you. No. You don't have to talk about your feelings. Men love us. It's not like you come to a therapist and the therapist says, well, so how do you feel? How
do you feel about that one? That was my favorite. How do you feel about that?
And we don't ever ask you that. Part of being an intuitive, we say, okay, these are the negative energies that we see attached to you right now. Right. Because we can see them. And it's not unique to us.
Right.
As you develop your own evolution, your intuition is a part of that, and it develops automatically.
Well, and that was one of the biggest, most amazing things. I've had intuition all of my life, but I never had the clarity that I have today. But the clearing, because I was removing the negative energies, not just away from it, but I was removing the negative energies that were sitting on top of it and dulling it.
Yes.
I mean, whoa, what an amazing thing.
One of the things was that and this is on our website, go to our website, theecosystemapproach.org, and we talk about the discovery. And this is the discovery that we made, that 80% of your essence is blocked, encumbered, toxic, or dysfunctional because of negative energy buildup.
Right.
And this is just in one lifetime. It can happen over multiple lifetimes.
Well, yeah. And that's a whole nother thing.
If everybody, and we found that even the people that have achieved greatness have this same buildup.
Right.
So even if the best among us have this buildup, then we all have this buildup. And no wonder we're so easily
influenced
by a demagogue who says, okay, if you're angry, this is why. It's that person across the street that's the reason, or it's the press that's the reason, or whatever it is, that's the reason. And we say, I need to get these emotions out because these kids have been in the closet for a week, 2 weeks or 3 weeks, and they want to destroy something.
Right. So, and the bottom line is that they want to destroy something. Where metaphorically those kids are in the closet, that means you want to destroy something. And mostly we choose ourselves to destroy.
So the point that I want to make is that because we understand this 80%, how much negative energy you have in your essence,
right,
we help you systematically remove it.
Yes.
The other thing that we do with the ecosystem approach is that we're very practical.
I love that part.
We don't want to, don't want to do the airy-fairy, this higher consciousness, love and light, blah, blah, blah.
Right.
If it can't help you in your life today, whether it's to have better relationships with your family,
less anxiety,
be happier, have better health, deal better with people on at your job.
Right.
To us, it's not of much benefit.
And there's so much more. We're just touching on things that are kind of jumping out at the moment.
We want you to have a better life in the way that you are today. And part of this practical thing, we don't expect you to sell all your worldly possessions, go live on a mountaintop someplace and live off the land. We live in the world the way it is today.
We do.
And we've become intuitives as a result of seeing things the way they are now.
Exactly.
Not from some ancient text, not from some, the ancients who wrote these texts have had intuition like we do, but they couldn't anticipate a smartphone.
No,
they didn't know the net. They didn't know. They didn't have struggles because your Wi-Fi was down.
Exactly.
Try and find some ancient text that talks about what to do when your Wi-Fi isn't working. It's not gonna.
Well, and I guarantee he's going to have a hard time figuring out when his wife isn't working either. But that's beside the point. So what Jason is really getting at is that programming has really, really, really hurt us, and it makes it very, very, very difficult for us to function.
So one of the things we say with the ecosystem approach, and this is how you can change the world to be better for yourself, is to start removing some of this negative energy. The problem is the buildup.
Yes.
And here's the thing that it's a little.
Could you, by the way, let the children out of the closet, please?
Yes,
Thank you.
Exactly.
All right.
This buildup of negative energy, you say, okay, well, I'm gonna start clearing this buildup of negative energy in me. But what about that guy across the street who's in a different political party and I see all his bad behaviors.
Right.
Well, as you clear this energy, this negative energy in you, you create a learning on the other side in what we call the non-physical dimension that shows a pathway for other people to follow. That doesn't make them follow, but it allows them,
it gives them the opportunity. That's right.
To follow.
That's right.
And the more people that are learning how to remove this negative energy from their essence and evolve, the more consciousness there is on Earth for other people to follow suit.
So one of your major points here is, if I am correct, that when you heal yourself, you will also help others have the possibility to heal themselves, and hence the entire nation.
Yes.
I love that. I absolutely love it. So are we ready for key points, Jason?
Well, okay. So
not quite.
Yeah, I think let's do key points.
Okay, so here we go. Jason, what are the key points of this segment?
Your essence can't be healthy with lots of negative energy attached.
True.
Programming methods are ingrained in our thinking, so they become invisible. And treating yourself like an ecosystem is very satisfying, and you'll uncover skills and ability that have been dormant.
Oh, it's amazing, everyone.
And the ecosystem approach helps you heal the soul of our nation as well as yourself. And that if there's enough people doing it, it will shift everyone.
Exactly. Well, let's teach people how to clear real fast.
That's great.
There you go.
So you can sit, you can stand, you can slouch, you can lean,
you can lay down.
It doesn't matter. So when we say to eliminate, just in your mind's eye, in your imagination, gather that what we say to eliminate, whether it's emotion, veils and illusions, barrier, just get those up and blow them into a trash can. Now, if there's not a trash can there, you can see our processor in the back there, and you'll be able to blow it into that. if you go to our website, the ecosystemapproach.org, you can download a copy of that processor.
Right.
Patricia drew this from her,
By the way, it was the only, it was the 5th painting I had ever done.
Yes. So she drew that and painted that, and that's what it looks like. So you can keep that image in your mind's eye.
And it works, by the way.
And then just blow it into that, and it's that simple.
Okay. And then after we do that, we're going to activate life force. By the way, life force is the most powerful energy that any of us has access to. And what we're going to do is we're going to call upon it, and we're going to have it come in through the top of our head, go all the way down our torso and our arms, and then our legs, and go to the tips of our toes. Stop it at the tips of our toes, turn it around, use that powerful life force energy to remove even more negative energy that has been stored in our own physical bodies. And we're going to do that by taking a breath and then blowing it out. So here we go. Stay tuned. When we come back, we're going to start clearing the negative energy. Where? In your life. This is the Ecosystem Approach Show with Jason and Patricia, and you're listening to Transformation Talk Radio.
Are you ready to let go of the I can'ts that are holding you down? Valerie Trujillo invites you to join her community on a mission to collectively heal as a tribe, where your vulnerability is heard and reciprocated. So tune in to Love and Light with the Crystal Blue Oracle every second and fourth Tuesday at 4 p.m. Pacific on TransformationTalkRadio.com. For more information about Valerie and her work, visit crystalblueoracle.com.
Tune into 3 Things I've Learned with Susan Dolce every first and third Tuesday of the month at noon Pacific, 3 o'clock Eastern on Transformation Talk Radio. Join Susan and her guests as they share the stories that shift our souls about radical transformations, courageous breakthroughs, and life lessons. 3 Things I've Learned with Susan Dolce. For more information, go to transformationtalkradio.com or visit Susan's website at susandolce.com.
Hi, I'm Laura Goldstein, and here's a Coffee with the Universe tip. It's no secret that anxiety and overwhelm are on the rise. While the tendency is to suppress these feelings, anxiety is really a messenger that's telling you something is off, very off. You might be shooting yourself and living a life based on someone else's expectations. Maybe you have trouble saying no. Or maybe you're following the fearful voice in your head that demands you do more, be more in order to feel worthy. So see where you can make a few adjustments in what you're doing to get rid of the overwhelm and create more peace inside instead. To get more tips like this, tune into my Transformation Talk radio show called Coffee with the Universe. It's a live call-in show. I'd love to chat with you.
Are you searching? Looking for a sign? A message you need to hear? From the great unknown, from the most mysterious place that is the most familiar to your soul in the depths of who you are. The universe put someone here to talk to, someone God gave a blessing to, that you may find insight with. TheAngelLady.net, 1-800-323-1790.
Are you trying to lose weight, but feel guilty for eating your favorite foods? Feeling deprived and resentful makes for results that aren't sustainable. Join Adrienne Craig every second and fourth Friday at 12 p.m. Pacific on TransformationTalkRadio.com for her show, Master Your Mindset for a Weight Loss Breakthrough. Learn to love the journey and watch yourself succeed. For more information about Adrienne or to work with her personally, visit lifecanyon.com.
This is the Ecosystem Approach Show with Jason, and I'm Patricia. In this segment, we're going to start clearing all the negative energies that are connected to you, that is connected to the divided country.
Yes.
No matter what side you're standing on.
Yes.
Okay, I love that. So, Jason, are you ready?
Here we go.
All right.
I direct all my resources in all dimensions to eliminate the veils and illusions so I can see that the buildup of negative emotions in my essence is causing a problem for me.
Nice and easy.
Take a breath.
Take a breath.
Gather that all up, blow it into the processor.
And you know what?
Oh,
here we go.
Picture of the processor.
Here's a picture of the processor right here. I don't know if you can see it very well, but the next time we do this, we'll have one that you can see. So, and let's just keep going. And to eliminate. Well, wait a minute. I'm going to plug my new thing. Very shortly, I'm going to be doing Coffee with Patricia. And here's the coffee cup, and here's the processor. We're going to put negative energies in here today. There's nothing in here, so let's do that. Here we go. I direct all my resources in all dimensions to eliminate all of the anger and hate, rage, and bitterness that gets in my way when it comes to being programmed and overwhelmed by that programming. Take a breath, nice and easy. And then blow it in there.
And to eliminate my fear of trusting that clearing these negative emotions can help our divided country.
Take a breath. Very, very, very good. And to eliminate the veils and illusions so I can see, know, and understand for myself what negative energies are in my way and what need to be cleared today. Take a breath. And into the processor.
And to eliminate the barriers so that I can start to consider my evolution and the health of my essence as primary in my life.
Yes.
Gather up those barriers, blow them into the trash can.
Nice. And to eliminate all of the barriers so I can see the truth about the divided country and the truth about how I'm divided in whatever situations I'm in and all of the emotions that are keeping me stuck there. Take a breath. And into the processor.
And to eliminate the false belief that I can just program my way out of any problem, including the problems we have in our country. No, you have to clear the negative energies.
Exactly. Take a breath. And blow them out. And to eliminate any veils and illusions that are standing in my way, that are keeping me stuck saying, oh, my vote doesn't matter, so why should I even bother with this? The truth is your vote does matter, and you should always take care of you first. Take a breath. Get rid of those negative energies and emotions.
And to eliminate the difficulty believing that my essence has value, that the health of my essence is not good, and that I have to start actively using the ecosystem approach to make it better.
Yes.
Take a breath.
And here's a big one. And to eliminate the false belief that says, I'm a victim to programming and there's nothing I can do about it, so why bother? I release and let go that hopelessness and that victim energy right now. Take a breath.
And to eliminate my compulsion to like the quick fixes of programming versus the clearing the negative energies, which sometimes feels like it takes longer, but it's effective, it works, and it's sustainable. Take a breath.
And to eliminate any fears and worries that get in my way that are keeping me from knowing working with the ecosystem approach and clearing every day is in my highest and best interest. Take a breath.
And to eliminate seeing myself as a machine that needs to be programmed as opposed to a human ecosystem that needs to be uncovered.
And not programmed. Take a breath. All right. Now, let's activate some of that life force. Now, we're still going to get rid of some of the negative energies because we know that there are so many. We've had so much programming done. But let's start with this. I direct all my resources in all dimensions to activate life force energy so I can use life force energy for all that I need, want, desire, and deserve. And that includes happiness and hope and clarity, awareness, and objectivity. Oh, and one of my favorites, and creativity right now. Nice and easy. Let it come in through the top of your head. Let it go all the way down your torso, all the way down your arms, all the way down to the tips of your toes. Stop it right there. Now, turn it around and let the positive energy get rid of any negative energy that's left over. Ready? Take a breath. And blow out any negative energy.
And to activate life force so I can have hope, to feel better about myself, the world, my nation, by activating this life force and focusing on the health of my essence. Take a breath.
Nice one. That was really good. Through the top of your head, tips of your toes, blow out any negative energy left over. And to activate life force so I can use life force for the clarity, awareness, and objectivity that we talked about, but also so that I can know what I need to clear, get rid of today, and to be a better person for myself, connect with my own essence, but also so I can help mankind as well. Take a breath.
And to activate life force so I can have determination to get rid of this negative energy on earth, and starting with me first.
Exactly.
Take a breath.
Take a breath. And somebody out there is talking to me about, and to eliminate all the negative energies that all of my pets are stuck in, my little babies, all the negative energies that they're stuck in that are keeping them from this, the same as me, being happy and healthy and having joy and laughter or having fun, and being part of my family in the highest and best interest, and me being part of their family in the highest and best interest of all of us. Take a breath and blow it out. And I know that had nothing to do with the divided country, my dear, but I have to tell you, it just worked in the moment. I was reading the audience, which I do. All right. So, Jason, what are we going to talk about next week?
So, we're going to talk about feeling better. And
feeling better?
I think this is a really good topic for us.
Okay. Well, I have this ache, and is that what you mean?
No.
Oh,
people are people. This is what people are coming to us now. Hey, I'm angry. I feel bad. I'm depressed. I'm lonely.
A lot of it. We're seeing much
people
of
have
it.
been coming to, not only right now, but that's what we've been doing for the last 20 years. People come to us and say, hey, basically they're saying to us, I want to feel better.
Right.
So next show is going to be how to do that.
Okay.
And I think it's really important that we talk about, we're doing a guest appearance with Dr. Pat.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
On Thursday at 10 a.m. Pacific time.
Exactly.
And we're going to be talking about, it's the December month, and I'm a Sagittarius, so it's my birthday.
Okay.
And Dr. Pat is a Sagittarius, so it's her birthday.
Exactly.
So we're going to talk about the positive aspects of a Sagittarius.
Oh, there might be a few comments from.
Yeah, we have some special people coming in talking about the negative aspects of a Sagittarius.
Oh, I'll say something nice.
Yes,
maybe.
But, it's going to be a lot of fun. We're also going to do something that we haven't done before, that we've been doing, but we haven't really talked much about. Again, because we tried to find a way to make it practical for you.
Right.
But we've been channeling the planets, and as if you follow astrology, Sagittarius is ruled by Jupiter.
Right.
So we've been channeling Jupiter and talking about how that affects you. So tune in 10 a.m.
It's going to be interesting
and
to
if you
say
don't
the
miss
least.
it, if you miss it, then it'll be recorded and it'll be on our feed. So here we go. So if you want to listen to either this show or this future show or the last show, go to our website, theecosystemapproach.org. You can sign up for our free section if you want to do some work for yourself, to do any kind of work. The reason we do these radio shows is because we apply the ecosystem approach to all areas of your life.
All of them.
So we tell you how to do that by having these different topics.
So we will connect on Thursday at 10 a.m. Pacific time. We're going to be on the Dr. Pat Show. But after that, we'll connect next week, Monday at 1 p.m. Pacific and 4 p.m. Eastern time. This is Transformation Talk Radio, and you're listening to the Ecosystem Approach Show with Jason and Patricia.
Remember, your ecosystem is the most important one in the world.
Thank you for listening to the Ecosystem Approach Show with Jason and Patricia. I'm Patricia. Tune in every week as we discuss practical ways to apply the ecosystem approach and develop your potential to live your life on your terms. For more information, visit our website at theecosystemapproach.org.